Hi, this is Daryl Pearson, and you're viewing my eportfolio, a summary of reflections and insights that have been gathered and gained during our summer residency with the MELM program in Royal Roads University. And I do have to start by saying how excited I am with the learning opportunities that I'll be immersed in over this next year. Not only as a school leader, being part of a school, a place of learning, but also being a student again and learning from the instructors and the cohort members and the learnings and the activities that will be occurring over this next 2-year period. But when you combine the two, I'm just excited about the growth and how much I'm going to be stretched personally, but also as a school leader and the impact that'll make on the people around me. Now, who I am? Well, I'm a principal in Saskatchewan. I'm a dad and a husband who likes to have fun with the family, and being a school principal of a wonderful school of little guys. There's so much fun to be had within a school, in an elementary school. I also like to find some adventure every once in a while outside of school and do some adventure races and try to stay healthy and fit so I can be at my best when I'm in my role as a school leader. So aside from that, you can watch a little video of myself and our school that I've attached as well. That was included in our profile earlier in our program. But I want to talk a little bit more about my why, about why I'm in the program here and why I'm endeavoring through this graduate program, because it is quite different, I think, from others as well. Because I'm already a school principal, where many of the other cohort members aren't, and that shifts my why and my drive of why I'm in here and what I want to gain from it. And I've always embraced learning, and I've always been a reader and always valued the importance of reading. And as a school leader, I've embraced role models like these guys here, Walt Disney and Steve Jobs, who were quite visionary and have led their organizations to do amazing, incredible things, and always thinking about what can we do as a school level? What can we do to make our school as magical and engaging and enchanting as, Disneyland? And so those have been always questions that I've had as a leader. But before being a formal leader, I've always embraced those opportunities that schools can provide, as well as outside, where you can develop your leadership skills, and be a positive role model and make influences within the building that you work in, but really try to take those opportunities to develop my leadership. But eventually, there's those positions come up, and about 8 years ago I became a principal or vice principal, and then 3 years ago I became a principal. But once I entered school administration, I still valued the importance of learning, and I will continually learn, always reading and attending workshops and collaborating with fellow administrators and also reflecting on myself. But, I felt that I needed more, and that's why I entered into the more formalized education of being part of this master's program, and really excited about learning from each other and learning from our cohorts and learning from our instructors and our professors. But, developing myself as a learner or developing myself as a leader is my why. And that's why I want to why I'm in this program is to raise my influence so I can create a stronger impact on the students and the staff. And so with the idea that if I can get better as a leader, well, our school will get better. And how high my lid level is will be how high our school can achieve. So, the premise that the higher my lid level is, the higher my level of leadership is, and the more impact our school will be able to make down the road. So with that, developing myself as a leader involves learning. And so how do I learn? Well, this video talks about how I set my day up for learning. I do get up early, and I like to exercise and get myself ready for the day, of learning. And I did the same, what I do during the school year, as I did at the MELM program. But to be a learner requires self-reflection. And I really really appreciated the opportunities of really diving deep and learning about ourselves as educators, but also educational leaders. And one big takeaway that resonated with me is after doing the TPI, I found that my nurturing perspective really correlated with my leadership belief of creating an environment of safety and risk-taking and, not worrying about making mistakes. And I found that quite interesting. And I guess when I was doing this perspective, I was really thinking my context of the school and as a school leader, not necessarily as a teacher. But I really thought that this TPI could be used as a leadership inventory as well. And I found that quite interesting, wondering how can I help our school to become more of a school of inquiry after we start talking about action research and the importance of that, and what, using data and asking questions, and thinking about now how can I encourage that, and that'd be part of the change process, of going through looking at how can we create that system in our school to become more of action researchers. But I guess what I really want to talk about is the strength of our program, and it comes from our cohort members and learning from others. Because learning doesn't happen in isolation, and it really comes from working with people. And I really have to say that our cohort, I'm just so amazed by how strong and rich and diverse our MELM program or our cohort program is. And boy, we come from so many different backgrounds, don't we? From different countries, rural, city, and with that, we all bring different strengths. And when we did our team projects and our team assignments, that's what I really saw, is that we drew on each other's strengths. There were some who were more thought more concretely, and others thought more abstractly, or there were more creative thinkers, and others were more, I guess, thought more inside the box. But we all utilize those strengths, and I felt the projects and assignments that I was involved in, we participated equally, and we gave the same amount of effort, and the projects came out successfully, and I think we achieved the outcomes well. But one of the things that I also saw when we're working together as teams is to expect that there's going to be a sense of muckiness. And in this video, I talk a little bit about that, is that, there is going to be muckiness. And there was muckiness when we started to think of ideas for, of how to present our the dichotomies and dialectics of leadership. There was muckiness when we were thinking about how to present our critique of our research article. There was muckiness as we were going through the change game. And it took us a while to get that momentum going. But then once we got that momentum, then it really started to kick in. And it's okay, and I guess it's about learning about be patient and trust the process, and that, expect that there's going to be a muckiness. And if everyone's working together to achieve the same outcome, it's going to happen. And then once you hit that aha moment, then you hit that flow state, and then you're able to achieve what you want to achieve. But I do want to say that our cohort is a fantastic group of people. There's so many strengths, so many opportunities, and so many perspectives to learn from. And I think that's what I'm going to really gain from a lot from this program, is learning from each other. Now, with all that, learning from within and learning from your colleagues and your cohort, it's the ultimate goal is to become an agent of change. And we started to delve a little bit more into that at the end of the residency, and I really felt like we only just touched the surface. And I'm really excited about more of that diving deeper later into our studies, though. But as a school leader, this is what we want to create. We want to create change, but it takes time, and we need to understand how, what it takes to involve changes in a system, and to create system thinking, and to go through a process of gathering information and interest and preparing and then kind of implementing what you want to change. But it's about understanding each other's strengths, understanding your competencies and utilizing those competencies, and then seeing what that you can work on. And for myself, I really look at Kurtman's competencies and see that, I like to challenge the status quo, that I like to focus on team over self. But, there's areas where, I need to do a better job of being more clear with expectations and communicate that. And, I need to really utilize my nurturing perspective to really emphasize that process of growth and change. So I'm really excited about that, and what more I can learn to provide stronger change within the school. Now, the big takeaway I saw from the residency, and when we finalized things with our stone activity, is the word that resonated during that day was that, is the word grounded for myself. And I see this characteristic important to become that agent of change. And during the residency, I felt that I was grounded, and I had maybe that from that perspective already being a school leader, but I still see that this is so important to have as to provide change in the context that we all work in. So I really thought that this was neat that I chose this out of a pile, and how it really resonates with myself. And I found it interesting that other people saw that as a characteristic of myself. So I'm going to quickly wrap this up, and I hope you enjoyed my ePortfolio. I'm going to continue adding more reflective videos to this curation of ideas, and hopefully it can be a nice story of my journey of being a graduate student and how I apply it to my role as a school leader. Thank you.